Well, thank you, Steve. I appreciate the opportunity to be on your webinar today and talk about investing your IRA money in gold and silver and how to do that and how to do it legally so you stay out of trouble with the IRS and the Department of Labor. My name is Jeremy Eveland. I've been an attorney for over a decade, and I have spent my life trying to figure out ways to help people save money and invest it properly to avoid them having problems when they hit retirement age. Many of you know attorneys specialize in this stuff. I've spent years studying this. I've written a few books. Steve, thanks for putting up that slide about who I am. I have my own law firm. It's called Eveland and Associates. As you see there, I also have a master in business administration. I've published a few books. I've also co-authored several other what we call continuing education programs, basically programs to teach other attorneys, CPAs and accountants how to do this type of work. I've represented small companies as well as large Fortune 500 companies. I've spent time in the Nevada Supreme Court, and I've developed a program, and I've studied this and found a way basically to assist you to take your IRA money and to invest it into gold and silver. So I'm going to walk you through how you do that. There are basically three companies that I would recommend that you use in order to set up your IRA to use it to invest in gold or silver. And that would be Gold Star Trust Company, Sterling Trust, or American Pension Services. Now, each one has unique pros and cons. You'll want to read how they charge. Some are cheaper than others depending on the strategy that you're going to implement. So let's talk a minute about a self-directed IRA and what that is. A self-directed IRA basically means you are given permission from the IRA administrator, meaning one of those three companies that we just talked about, to direct how your IRA money is to be invested. Now, in order to invest in gold specifically, there are two basic ways to do it. One is to have an administrator as one of those three, and basically they will vault or they will hold the gold or the silver bullion that you buy, and they will hold it for you, so they will keep it safe. And the other way to do it is to vault it yourself, or to basically put it into a safety deposit box or store it at your home in a safe. And the way you do that is by setting up a self-directed IRA, and then you need to create an LLC, or a limited liability company, that is actually owned by your IRA. And the reason you need to do that is because the LLC gives you what's called checkbook authority, or it gives you permission to be the manager of that LLC, where you can sign a check on behalf of the LLC, and you can purchase that gold, and then you can then store it in your safety deposit box or in your safe at home. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, as Steve's talked about and other presenters will probably go into, if you look back over the last 10 years or so, the stock market has actually lost money if you put money into it. And if you put money into gold, you will have made over 4 times your money. And gold is a very tangible asset. It's something that's never going to go away. It's something that's always going to have value. And so there's a reason you'd want to set up an IRA fund using gold. So in order to safely protect your retirement monies at home, you need to set up what we call that self-directed IRA LLC. Now, Section 408 of the Internal Revenue Code goes into great detail of how you actually do this. They'll allow you to invest in other things like commercial property or real estate, mortgages, notes, all those other things. Those things have high risk. Obviously, you need to know what you're doing when you're investing in anything. But you can read through Section 408 if you want to get more information, as well as Publication 590 from the IRS. That goes into more detail. But basically, so it makes sense to you, you set up your IRA so that the administrator is one of those three companies, and then you create an LLC. The LLC could be created in any of the states in the entire United States. We like to use the state of Utah because the state of Utah has some of the lowest filing fees in the country. So you can save a lot of money by using a Utah LLC. Moving on to the next slide. You can store it at home like we talked about, but I really recommend that you store it either in a safety deposit box at a bank through the IRA LLC, or you want to have a company itself, the administrator, hold that gold for you. And the reason is if people found out that you had gold or silver in your house, it's very likely that you're going to be robbed. People are going to take advantage of that, or word will get around. So you definitely, if you're going to have it at home, you don't want to tell anybody about it. Now, I want to talk to you about some of the benefits. Obviously, I've talked about investing in gold, that it's a tangible asset, that's going to have real value. It's not going to go away. It's going to be a good hedge against inflation. But if you want to look through historically, gold has always performed well. It's always done well. It will continue to always have value. Where there are companies like Enron that have failed and several other companies, you can put money in the stock market, but if you put money in gold, you're just much better off. Now there is, like I said, some risk. If you don't know what you're doing, or you're going into real estate or something else, you could lose money in your self-directed IRA LLC. And there is no guarantee that gold will continue to go up in the future. But we can tell you this, that gold is a safe, tangible asset that you should have as part of your retirement portfolio. So I have worked with Master Gold traders in the past. They're phenomenal people. They know what they're doing, and I highly recommend them. So if you have any questions, please email them to ira@mastergoldtraders.com, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that come in by email. Thanks so much for having me here. I appreciate it. And now I'd like to introduce our next guest on this webinar, Catalina Manzano, who's also an attorney.